Hey guys, this is Al, and today I'm going to be talking about how to get unstuck. We're talking about the 5 things that you need to do to get unstuck, and I'm going to be sharing some of my personal stories with you and some of the things that I've learned over the years. All right, now, one of the first things that you have to do to get unstuck is first admit that you are stuck. All right, now, that may be because of like some kind of personal tragedy or business failure, or it may be that you don't have an idea. It seems like things aren't coming to you as they used to. You're having some difficulty navigating through the new economy because the things that were easy for you in the past, they don't exist anymore because just stuff has changed, and then it may be that you have gone through some type of major personal loss, a death of a loved one, a divorce, a bankruptcy, or something that has just made life hard, or you started to doubt yourself. Okay, and so what happens is you have to first acknowledge what the things are. It could be any of those things that I mentioned, or it may be something that I have not mentioned. But whatever that thing is, you've got to say it to yourself, okay? Now, the next thing that has to happen is after you've acknowledged that thing, and that's real, maybe you have to start eliminating the things that are making your life miserable, okay, and keeping you stuck. Now, here's what I mean by that. A lot of times what happens, what allows us to stay stuck, is our thought life and the things that we surround ourselves with and the people we surround ourselves with. For example, if you have a person that's constantly nagging you and making you feel miserable, and it's like you're kind of forced into a situation with that person, then that is torture. That is a miserable life, okay? And it could be that you may have to find someone else that is a positive person, or find positive resources that make you feel better about a circumstance. And you may say, well, I don't know anybody. All right, well, here's the thing. A lot of times what happens is you can use the online resources. You find positive people that are online, and you kind of listen to what they have to say. You want to find motivational tapes, motivational things, different discussions about different things that help you to just think differently, okay? The other thing is you want to eliminate some of the things that you're bringing in as far as media that make you feel bad. I mean, if you're watching movies about the zombie apocalypse and how the economy is this bad and this and other stuff, then what happens is that what you're doing is you're creating an environment where your brain is receiving all of that negative information, and then you're expecting it to act positively. So what happens is you want to make sure that your brain is fed with positive imagery, and that means positive music, movies, TV shows, just personal interactions. You want to eliminate those negative things and replace them with the positive versions of those things that make you feel uplifted, some things that make you feel at peace, things that make you feel like you're happy. Okay? All right. Now, as always, I always include something of my personal life with what I'm doing as far as the videos and helping you guys. Well, I will tell you that one of my favorite scriptures is Philippians 4:8. If you can read that, there's a link below in the video, but just read that, and it's talking about focusing your mind on positive things, so that and these are the things that you should be thinking about. All right. Now, another thing is also, don't make excuses anymore about things and not having resources, okay? Here's the thing. We're in a digital age, an information age, where if you don't know someone, or if you don't know about something, if you can log online and you type in that information on YouTube or Google or just different search engines, and you can get the information that you're seeking. So what happens here is, don't let your education be the barrier. Don't feel like, oh, I have to go back to school, I have to get my master's, I have to get my doctorate, or else my life won't take off. Nah, that's not the case anymore. What happens is, the information is easily available for those who are seeking it. And if you keep seeking it, you will find it. So you want to make sure you get online, you find that information, and make that thing happen. All right. The other thing you want to do as far as using the technology is also use what we call a to-do list that is, and you need to use a to-do list in the right way. Here's what I mean by the to-do list in the right way. I use a program called Wunderlist. It's called Wunderlist, and it's spelled WUNDERLIST. And you can find it at wunderlist.com. All right. The link will be in the description below. All right. But the thing here is that I use this to-do list app, and I've been using it for a while now. And one of the cool things about Wunderlist is that it allows you to focus your attention if you use it correctly. Now, this is what I mean by using it correctly. A to-do list is not going to do anything for you if you're just writing down the things to do, but you don't have set deadlines and set times that you're going to get those things done. Okay? Because, you have all these things in your head that you want to get done, but you have not set deadlines, meaning you don't have a deadline to start taking action so that those things can happen. So you're not working towards it every day to make sure that you reach that deadline before the time comes. So whenever you're putting a action in, as far as something that you have to do, you want to make sure you also put a deadline, a time frame that's reasonable, that will allow you to be accountable for that time. Now, what I mean by reasonable, I'm not talking about a year, 2 years, 6 years, because most people are procrastinators. They take too long to do things anyway. So what happens is, most of the tasks that we have to do on a daily basis are not things that we should be taking 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to do. What happens is, especially if you're trying to start a business or start a new project, what happens is most of the things that you need to get done can be done in a matter of weeks. A few weeks. Give yourself a month, 2 months. Get your business name picked out. Find out if the domain name is available. Get your bank account started. Start your PayPal, whatever. Make sure that you have an address where people can mail that stuff to, or use your home address, or whatever it is that you're going to do. But you make sure that you are accountable and having a deadline, and you write down that stuff on Wunderlist. And the cool thing about Wunderlist, as soon as you complete that task, it makes this little noise letting you know, hey, that task is completed, and it moves it to the done category. And then what happens is, you look back on all the things that you've done, and you're amazed. Now, here's the thing. Most people, they spend their time focusing on the big stuff. They don't celebrate the small stuff. And I say, if you want to affect your attitude in the biggest way, what you want to do is start celebrating the small things. All right. Get excited about doing little things. Like, let's say you clean off your office desk and you get more organized. Put that down on the to-do list. Once that's done, it's like, celebrate that. Make a big deal about the fact that you got your desk clean. Now, I'm not saying a big deal. I'm not throwing a parade or anything. But what I'm saying is, just get happy, get excited. Hey, I got that thing done. Now, what happens is that as you start doing more and more things, and you start targeting these small jobs, the small little tasks that you have to accomplish, and you look back, and it starts to build your confidence, and it starts to build your desire to do more. But if you start focusing on the big stuff, then you might be sad, because you're saying, oh, all this big stuff is not done. I haven't done anything. But if you start counting the small stuff first, Then you start saying to yourself, yeah, things are coming along. Things are starting to happen. All right. So that's what I would suggest as far as that goes. Now, the last thing as far as getting unstuck has to do with finding something that is an outside motivator that's greater than what you're currently trying to do. And this is what I mean by that. A lot of times you do things because of someone else, and someone else needs something. Someone else, wants something from you, and you do it, and your sense of joy goes up because you're able to help somebody else. But a lot of times when you're stuck, a lot of times you've spent so much time focusing on what you want and what you need and what you are trying to accomplish, that you really, it's gotten you to a state where you're kind of somewhat depressed because things aren't moving along fast enough, okay? But if you find somebody that you can help, that you can share your knowledge with, share information with, share resources with, teach them something, or just do something nice for someone that will better their day, better their life, then you start feeling better about yourself, and then your creative juices start to flow again. All right. Now, with that said, I'm going to illustrate it with a story. Sometimes we are damaged, and we're damaged in ways where we just want to quit. Now, I'm reminded of a story of a plane crash in which several people lost their lives on the plane. And one of the guys who actually did not die during the plane crash, he was very badly injured. And it was during the wintertime, and he felt extremely cold, alone, and fearful. And he saw all the death and carnage around him, and he said to himself, well, everyone else has died, basically. I might as well just, roll over and die. So he closed his eyes, and he was getting ready for death, basically. But when he closed his eyes, he heard in the distance the sound of someone yelling help. Somebody yelling help. And what happened was he thought it was his imagination. He says, So he closed his eyes again. But yes, it was. Someone was yelling help. And so he opened his eyes and he went to look for the person. He found the person. They were in a worse shape than he was. And what happens is he saw the need of this person, and he said, you know what? I'm going to get some help for you. And so he picked him up, helped him up to his feet, and they slowly trudged through the woods looking for help. They came upon a cabin, and they were able to find help at the cabin. Now, here's the problem. If he had stayed where he was, if he had said to himself, I'm going to die, this terrible thing has happened to me, I might as well just roll over and die, then the other person would have also died too. But because he found something inside of himself where he was willing to help someone else, then he not only saved himself, but he saved the other person. And that's how life is a lot of times. We become so focused on the things bad that has happened to us. Oh, we went through a bankruptcy. Oh, you had a death in the family. Oh, you lost your business. Oh, you lost the money in the stock market or the real estate market or something, whatever it may be. And you may be saying to yourself, how can I come back after this major loss? Because I know that that's what's making me stuck, and I need to get unstuck. Well, if you follow the steps that I outlined, first acknowledging that you have a problem and that you are stuck, Then you are going to have to eliminate the negative people, information that you keep feeding yourself, and replace it with positive images, positive messages, positive music, positive movies, positive television shows, and most importantly, positive people. Then you also take responsibility for your life, and you start saying to yourself, hey, look, I am going to get the information. I'm not going to make it's somebody else's responsibility to give me the information. I am going to seek the information and find it. And then I'm also going to work my to-do list. I'm going to get those things done. I'm going to start with the small things so that I see a sense of that I am moving forward, and there's a sense of accomplishment. And then lastly, I am going to make it my goal every day to help someone in a major way or a minor way. But I'm going to help someone each day. It could be something as simple as holding a door open for somebody. It could be simple as, letting somebody cut in line in front of you, or something like that. Whatever it is, just do it. And then you will start seeing that your life that you're creating is a masterpiece. I get up every morning with a sense of joy and happiness. Not because everything in my life is great and I don't have any concerns. Not because I'm just sitting on a pile of money. That's not what it is. The reason why I get up every morning happy is because I am able to do exactly what it is that I want to do, and that is help people every day. I get a kick out of knowing that people are calling me from all over the planet, and they're calling to say, hey, I've watched your videos, they've helped me out, I've implemented some of the stuff that you've talked about, I see a change in this, I'm getting this started, and I'm able to work with people as clients and just see how their lives change over time. And then some of the people that I haven't worked with as clients, they also contact me and just say, look, keep up the good work. You're doing a great job, or, that really helped me out, or that really blessed me. Okay. So when you have a sense of that happening every day, then what happens is, you wake up with a sense of joy every day. Now, do I have problems? Do I sometimes get stuck? Yes, I do. But then I go back through those steps that I'm talking about. It says, what am I listening to that's making me sad? What's bothering me? Who am I allowing to control my thoughts? And it's like, and I can't let that person do that, or I can't let this thing do that. So I am intentional about creating an environment where I laugh, I'm silly, I have me time every day, as something that is essential for me. I talk to God every day as something that is essential to me. And then more importantly, He talks back. Okay. So that is what I'm talking about here. If you need help getting unstuck, as you know, my contact information is always located below my videos, and you guys know that I'm here to help you. All right, guys, that is what it takes to get unstuck and get unstuck fast. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great one.